welcome back. In today's video, I am so excited to share with you some easy DIY, no skills required Dollar Tree decor projects. So I love to share with you all how you can make your homes boutique, gorgeous, on a budget, and go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, punch that bell. It will update you every time I post a new video, and it's totally free to subscribe. But let's go ahead and get into this video. So plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafty. For this first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you this idea that I had to create an extra large outdoor mat. So I'm taking 4 of the Dollar Tree mats, and these are just plain mats, and I flipped them to where the ridge side was up, and then I'm taking some duct tape and I'm duct taping 2 sections together and then duct taping the next part of the section. So I wanted a piece of duct tape for every section, and then I'm taking a piece of duct tape and reinforcing that on all of the sections. And then I do add a crisscross in the center just to make sure that it's nice and steady together. The next thing I did was I just grabbed some fabric from my fabric stash, and this was just a scrap piece of fabric you can tell I've been cutting on. And so then I'm just going to pop it onto my little mat and measure kind of to see the excess bit of fabric. I don't want to waste this. I actually want to take the rest of the fabric and make like a little rag garland eventually, or just use it for another project. I think this kind of khaki buffalo check is really cute. Okay, so once I had that done, I started hot gluing the edge of the fabric onto the mat. Now I actually made one of these last season and it worked really great for the season, and this is just a fun little way that you guys can recover a mat and not break the bank basically. And this is just going to be used for my front porch underneath my little I have a cute little bench out on my front porch, and I was looking on Pinterest and it said ways to make your front porch look cozy, and it said add a mat. And I remember that I had grabbed these Dollar Tree floor mats and I was like, oh, I have the perfect idea for this. Okay, so anyway, continue to hot glue your fabric onto your mat, and I'm trying to think if there's any other glue that might work like even better. I used hot glue last year and it seemed to hold up just fine. So continue to hot glue as you go, and then just give your little edges a cute little tuck. But again, this isn't going to get really any traffic. It's kind of just more for decor pieces or purposes. And so again, I'm just continuing to hot glue as I go along. And then once I was finished with that, okay, I knew that I needed to waterproof it somehow because we don't want to just leave fabric hanging out. So I did grab some Scotch Guard, and before I Scotch Guarded it, I just used my iron and kind of went over the iron to smooth it down. The fabric, you may not be able to tell in the video, but it was like a little bit wrinkly, and so I didn't want wrinkled fabric. So anyway, and here's that Scotch Guard. It's water and sun shield Scotch Guard. I actually ordered it on Amazon, I think last fall. I meant to use it on some of my outdoor pillows, and so I've had it floating around in my craft stash, and I just gave it a nice coating. I will tell you to use this outside. It does have quite a bit of an odor, and so now this was in my crafting studio, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but next time I use it, I definitely will be using it outside. So I gave it a really nice healthy coating, and I will update you guys and let you know how long it's able to last. I thought this was a really cute idea for basically $4 for the mat, and then I already had the fabric, and then I just Scotch Guarded it. Now the other thing I did last year with my mat was I used some polyacrylic. I didn't use polyacrylic on this one because I wanted it to be able to dry quicker so I could share with you guys how it looked. But the polyacrylic does make it like really nice and stiff and water resistant. So I will tell you guys which one I end up liking the best. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's a cute little idea for underneath this front porch bench. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a beautiful blooming floral using one of the Dollar Tree wine buckets. Okay, so this is so easy. All you guys have to do is grab a Dollar Tree wine bucket and pop some foam inside of it, and then like some little rocks. And then I'm taking some Dollar Tree greenery, and you want to cut the greenery at the stem. And so I have some of the leafy greenery from Dollar Tree, and then also some of this kind of like spiny, it almost looks a little bit like a eucalyptus greenery. I'm not for sure. It just says greenery on the tag. But anyway, I'm going to alternate the fluffy greenery with the smaller greenery, and you want to bunch them really close together. So I was watching a floral designer over the weekend, and I saw how he was doing a fresh flower arrangement, and he was using a ton of greenery, and it turned out beautifully. Now he was doing a bouquet of roses, but I thought we could try doing something using Dollar Tree supplies and doing something more summer themed. So I ended up loving how this turned out. But the key is what he said, and is what I'm going to pass along to you guys, is to do all of your greenery around the base and make it really, really nice and full. And then you can just choose a couple of really beautiful select flowers to put in the center. And so really get it really nice and full. So for this wine bucket, I'm using 4 bundles total of this greenery. So 2 of the big stem leafy and then 2 of the little eucalyptus, and I did cut them. Usually I am kind of lazy with my arrangements and I just pop greenery in, on the stem. But I will tell you guys, I feel like cutting the greenery just made such a huge improvement and difference in how it looked. It was a little bit more time consuming, but I will tell you it was kind of therapeutic. And I think my next goal for one of my upcoming floral arrangements would be to do something with fresh flowers. I've never really tried a fresh flower arrangement. Anyway, I'm continuing to add some greenery, and then for this one, I wanted to make this a very versatile arrangement. So in my mind, I thought, let's do something that can go through the summer. I chose a summer white, this white hydrangea, and this is actually one of the Michael's clearance Christmas flowers. So believe it or not, it has a tiny bit of like glittery snow on the ends, but you really can't see it at all. I promise you. That's a little tip that I shared with you guys a couple months ago, is to shop the craft stores on their clearance time. Now these were some Valentine's Day roses that I had left over. I just trimmed them off their stem, and then I'm popping 4 of these in, and then I use 4 of the hydrangea bundles. And check this out. I feel like it came out really nice. I've never been professionally trained in flower arranging, but I feel like it looks pretty darn sweet. I popped in some Dollar Tree American flags into this, and I'm going to display this on my front porch. It's going to honor Memorial Day, 4th of July, and I just think it feels and looks really festive. And then once those holidays are over and we get into, the end of July, September months, I can remove some of the summer flowers and add in something like some sunflowers that are going to begin to transition to fall. So I'm always thinking about how we can get a little bit more bang for our buck with our florals. Comment and let me know what you guys think about this. Are you going to be decorating for any kind of holiday in the next upcoming month or so? If so, 4th of July. Do you love to do sunflowers for summer? I love to hear how you all are brightening up your spaces, whether it be your front porch, back porch, or even inside your home. Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take several of the Dollar Tree lays. So I grabbed 4 bundles of lays, and so in each bundle there's 3 lays. So what I'm going to do is just take this little Dollar Tree styrofoam frame and some zip ties, and I'm just going to zip tie this lay to the frame. So I zip tied it on each end, then trimmed off the zip tie, and I tried to keep the zip ties all on one side, like the little bumpy end. That way you guys can't see it, or my guests that come to my front door can't see it. So again, I'm zip tying this next lay on here, and you're just going to continue on with this process. So you can either zip tie the zip tie around the lay part, or you can try to string it through. I tried it both ways and it seemed to work pretty good both ways. The other idea for a wreath like this is to completely remove each lay and just hot glue them to the base of the wreath. Now, I did that last summer, so you guys can always go back and check out my huge summer videos from last year, but I wanted to give you guys a different spin on how you can do a summer lay wreath. And Dollar Tree will carry lays in different colors. They have some beautiful pastel colors that will be coming out for midsummer, but I thought this would be really fun and fabulous for a 4th of July wreath, just something really neat. And the other idea for this is this would make a great little centerpiece. So you could build like an arrangement, a floral arrangement in the center of this, pop this onto a little outdoor summer garden party table, and you'd be good to go. So there's two ways really that you could use this, one as a wreath and then one as like a little centerpiece. And comment down below if you guys have any other ideas for how you could use this. But I thought, especially if you're crunched for time and you don't want to get out your glue gun and you just want to make a really quick little simple wreath, I thought this was a pretty fantastic idea. Again, pop on a show, grab some zip ties. Now, I will tell you that the Dollar Tree lays shed. If you guys can see very closely on my crafting table, they shed a lot. So you may want to put down, a piece of plastic or whatnot if you're working in a space that you don't want to get a bunch of little threads on, I guess what they were. Now I'm taking some of these pre-made patriotic bows. These are one of my favorite things to grab at the Dollar Tree for the 4th of July. And I'm just going to zip tie the patriotic bow onto my little lei here. And that's going to keep it on really nice and sturdy. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of ribbon and tie that over the zip tied part so you don't see the zip tie. We want to make our work look as seamless as possible. And another thing is that I was thinking is be really cute to jazz it up with a jewel in the center. Now, if you were doing something like this for Memorial Day and you're going to be placing this for a loved one, I was thinking you could use a special brooch or badge or whatnot right here in the center. I think would be really nice to honor somebody that you care for. So here's how it turned out. I will be displaying this by my front door. And I hope to actually make some more. It was really fun and easy. I actually too thought about putting it on my little front garden bike. Let me know, you guys, should we put it by the front door or my garden bike? It's pretty cute. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to make a really beautiful faux terracotta pot, and then we're going to make it into a fabulous topiary. So to start out this project, you're going to need some patch and paint. It's a featherweight spackle. I get mine at Home Depot, and that little container over there I found at Dollar Tree. I'm then also taking some orange apple barrel craft paint and some brown craft paint, and I'm just going to mix it together. I want to create kind of like a vintage chic terracotta look with these plastic Dollar Tree containers. To be totally honest with you, I kind of overbought on my plastic containers this season, and I really felt really guilty about going to the store and buying terracotta pots when I already had these on hand. So I thought, why not turn them into a faux terracotta pot? And something is very therapeutic about mixing this together. Oh, and I meant to tell you, okay, so with your spackle, you mix 1 cup of spackle to 1 cup of regular paint. So I mixed 1 cup of spackle to 1 cup of my white paint and then added in the rest of my paint for color. And I'm taking a popsicle stick and just beginning to run this over the plastic terracotta pot. Now I will tell you that it might have been helpful for me to have laid down a layer of Mod Podge first, so my spackle had something to grip to a little bit more. And I think also I may have gotten it a little bit runny. I may have added a little bit too much paint. As you guys could tell, I didn't measure it. I just kind of went for it, just kind of how I'm in the kitchen. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work so well. So anyway, here's another idea too. I mean, it worked out fine. It goes on really nicely. And if you set these out in the sun, they dry in 30 minutes to an hour, like really nicely. Here you can also use your hand, and that was also kind of therapeutic as well. If I didn't have like my long fingernails, I would definitely have my gloves off and be going for it. Now here is it already dry, and now we're going to make it into a topiary. I'm using some Dollar Tree styrofoam. I hot glued that to the base and then added a dowel. I end up using a different dowel, so let's focus on the topiary part. I'm adding moss to this little Dollar Tree foam ball, and then I'm going to take this, it's just like viney greenery. It came from Amazon, but Dollar Tree is also selling a viney greenery, so just grab whatever you have in your stash. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to take and I'm going to make a pin. So I took a part of that little stem from my greenery, folded it in half, and then just pushed it down into the foam ball to create like a floral pin. Now they make floral pins. You can buy them at the craft store. I didn't have any, and this is just a little hack that I personally use because I don't use floral pins really enough to think about buying them. Anyway, now I'm going to take some of this Dollar Tree greenery and I'm just cutting it off and I'm poking it in kind of randomly, but also in a pattern a little bit on either side of the topiary, and just kind of creating like just a blooming topiary, I guess. Listen, I love Nicholas Fairford. If you have not checked him out, he has this beautiful YouTube channel, super relaxing. But he does a ton of these topiaries, and I've been eyeing them and drooling over them. I think he buys his maybe store-bought, but I'm going to make my own. Now, I took 3 Dollar Tree wooden dowels, zip-tied them together, and then popped my little topiary into the top. And then I'm going in with some just little antique Waverly wax, and I'm just going to kind of stain the base of this to make it look more like a piece of wood or stick. In fact, I probably could have gone out to my yard actually and grabbed a little bit bigger of a stick, and I may actually do that. I don't even know why I didn't think about that when I was doing this. I created 2 of these. One had a little bit less of the greenery, but I think they turned out pretty fantastic. Now, if you're going to leave these outside, you need to seal them with some waterproof Mod Podge and add a ton of stones to the base. I actually will end up taking these back inside, but they just look so pretty out here. I'm going to work on doing some for my outdoors, but I'll need to definitely seal them with some waterproof Mod Podge. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to use this pillowcase. I ordered a set of these off of Amazon. They're like $12 for a set of 4. And then I'm taking 4 of these Dollar Tree little foam cushions. They're little seat cushions. I actually bought them to use for summer, but I'm not quite with the tropical all the way summer vibe yet. I think it's not quite hot enough. We don't have our little pool put up yet. And so I want to keep these, but I want to use them for another purpose for now. So I'm just going to take and tie the chair pieces together. So just take all those strings, gather them together, and tie them in like a loose little knot. What I want to create is a cute little seat cushion. This is going to be so easy. And you're probably wondering, well, why didn't you just go buy a seat cushion? Well, seat cushions are expensive, and I only need it for 1 seat. I have this pretty wicker chair on my front porch. It doesn't have a cushion, and I remembered that I had these seat cushions that I want to use for later in the summer. So I thought, well, I'll grab this. I'm going to Scotch guard it though with some water and sun Scotch guard stuff here. And I had this in my crafting stash from like back in November. I'm finally remembering to use it. And so I just Scotch guarded that really quickly. Now, here's another idea. I knew that I would want to put some cute little summer pillows on my front porch. I really feel like I'm a pillow hoarder. I had these in my studio, these little inserts, and they're kind of like a little flat. They're not super great. So I don't want to ruin them by putting them outside. So I thought if I put them inside of the Walmart bag, this is going to be on my covered front porch. I don't think it's going to get a lot of weather. I love putting pillows out there, but I have a major problem with pillows. They go flying off the minute it gets windy and we live on top of a hill. So here's my idea, and I will let you guys know if this is going to be a long-term solution. I'm putting a little dumbbell in the bottom of my pillow. We'll see if this is going to work. I also decided to Scotch guard this pillow as well. Please note, take your Scotch guard outside. I was in a little bit of a hurry trying to get these done, and I did notice it was rather fumy once I got done with these. So anyway, that's just a little tip for me to use. Scotch guard your stuff outside. But anyway, I did the same thing with the little blue pillow, put it inside of a plastic bag, popped it into this pillowcase, and then I'm dropping a dumbbell down in here. Now don't worry, this is going to go back behind a flower arrangement. There's a sign, so nobody's actually going to be sitting on these pillows, and I'm going to put them to the back. So if somebody did, remove all of my decor and then try to lean back on a pillow. Anyway, here's a way you can make a quick little pillow with just a couple of the Dollar Tree pads and a little pillowcase. I don't know if you guys are like me, but you have like a lot of these little pillowcases laying around. Again, you can get a 12-pack on Amazon. I have some of my Amazon store in my description box below. So here's my little front wicker chair. There we have it. We have some cute little new pillows on a total budget using stuff I already had. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make a really cute terracotta pot bowl and floral arrangement. So we're going to use some of this DAP featherweight spackle and 1 cup of spackle to 1 cup of paint, and then you can add in some more paint for color. I didn't measure mine. It's probably helpful if you do. Anyway, I used a popsicle stick to really mix it up really good. A fork works even better. And then I went back in just to kind of give it a little bit more orange with some more orange paint. And then I just dipped my hand in. I do have gloves on, and you guys could do this without gloves, but I didn't want it all down in my fingernails. And you can just smooth it over one of those Dollar Tree party bowls. These are in the party bowl section or in the party section at Dollar Tree. These clear glass bowls. No, they're not glass, sorry, plastic. But I want to make a terracotta bowl. Again, I've really been crushing on that terracotta look. I think it looks so elegant, and you just want to smooth on one nice coat. And you can go back in and seal this with some waterproof Mod Podge. That will make it a little bit more weatherproof and last a little bit longer, which I plan to do with all of my faux terracotta creations. Now I'm just going to use some Dollar Tree foam, pop that into the base of my little bowl here. I did end up filling it, and I just used some hot glue to kind of attach all the foam together. And then I dumped some rocks or little stones down in here to give it some weight so it doesn't go flying wherever I decide to put it. I did end up using this inside, but I share with you guys how you can also use it outside. Now we're starting with greenery. This is Dollar Tree greenery. You want to start at the very base and move your greenery in and around the base of your bowl. Get it really close to where it's just cascading over. So again, I was watching this floral arranger over the weekend. He did this really beautiful fresh flower arrangement, and it really impressed me how much greenery he used at the beginning. And if I can go back and find the video again, I will try to let you guys know who it was. I have no clue. I was just watching YouTube. I happened on it, and it stuck in my mind. And now I'm using some of this thrift store longer greenery. I did add in some moss to make sure that I had enough greenery to cover. It did make it a little bit hard though to get some of my floral picks in, just a little note. Anyway, this longer greenery was just in like an old thrift store arrangement that I grabbed last year. It's been laying around, so I'm really trying to pull out all of the flowers I have in my stash. Now, again, I'm using some white hydrangeas left over from Christmas time or the New Year. Bought them on clearance, 80% off, and they were like Dollar Tree prices. I used 3 of those, and then I'm going with some taller Dollar Tree greenery to pop into the center. So I just want this arrangement to feel fresh and fun and summery. And with the white large hydrangea pieces, we can pop those out and put anything in there that we want. So I'm trying to create arrangements that will last, that'll go a little bit further than, just a normal arrangement. So we can add American flags into here. Just change it out with whatever colors you love and that you're decorating with. I wanted to go a little bit neutral though, so I could make decisions on some pops of color once I get to that point. And then I just had, again, some more little greenery that I'm popping in. So this floral arranger that I was watching, he says, do your greenery, pop in some flowers, and do more layers of greenery. And at first while I was watching him, I was like, that's just going to be way too much. But it's never too much in my book. I thought it turned out fabulous, and this is totally different than what he did, but this is my take on it. Anyway, as always, guys, comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video. Which one will you be recreating? I do have a secret question for you. Recently, I have been crushing on the color blue. So do you guys decorate with blue? Drop a blue heart emoji down below, or let me know what is your favorite color to decorate with. I love hearing what you guys are up to. I get so inspired by everyone. Have a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day, and I will pop in a cute little clip of Bingy Bear. To share with y'all Bingy Bear getting his very first pup cone or puppy dog cone. They have them at Culver's and I believe at Starbucks. And this was a hot day. He had gone to the groomers. I picked him up from the groomers and decided to feed him a pup cone, which maybe wasn't the best idea because he did get like little ice cream in his beard. But let me tell you guys, on this spring day, he was living his best life. And I'm telling you what, he was in love. And check out that cute little chili pepper scarf they put on him. I guess because he was a little hot tamale
or really probably because it matched his little collar, which I found this red and green collar on Amazon. It was $8. So anyway, I thought you guys would get a total kick out of Benji Bear getting his very first pup cone. And hello, all you puppy dog fans and Benji Bear fans out there. I know that he has a little crew that watches him too. So I thought you guys would just love seeing this. And it was every bit as good as we can imagine. He loves this and he doesn't get that very often. In fact, it's his first time, probably maybe only once every couple months. So here's Tinky Bear. You guys ask about Tinky. She's a kitty cat and she just kind of hangs out. She doesn't really like, going for walks with me. Although when we walk down the hill, she will walk down the hill and kind of scoot through the woods. And I'm always wondering what Benji Bear is barking at, and he's barking at Tink. But she's kind of a little bit more laid back and not really wanting to be the star of the show as much. But Benji Bear, here he is on his walk, and I have to share with you guys some irises are blooming in our neighborhood. Look at this beautiful show. And then mine are always the last to bloom. So I have two that have completely popped out, and I can't wait to share with you guys the full show they're getting ready to put on. So I hope you guys are loving it. And here he is in his cute little hat.
Thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and honor to have you all here. A huge thank you to my creative director, Benji Bear. He is my trusty assistant and I can trust him to get into everything. If you guys are new, welcome. I am Olivia's romantic home, and I would love to have you join me on my little crazy crafty decorating journey here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. Punch that bell. It will update you every time I post a new video. I post 3 videos a week, sharing with you guys a ton of Dollar Tree decorating, thrift store makeovers, all that kinds of fun stuff. A little bit of tidying and baking along the way. So thank you guys again for being here. I have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page as well. I share several DIY videos a day over there to keep you guys totally inspired, as well as a free little group page you guys can join and share photos of your home decor and your DIY projects over there. Listen, it is truly an honor to have you all here. I am thankful and blessed every day to do what I love and to share my passion for crafting and decorating. So thank you guys, and thank you for leaving kind comments and leaving kind comments for others to read. I feel like being kind is truly a way that we can make this world a little bit better of a place. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I thank you for being here. I'm wishing you a fabulous, gorgeous, blessed day. We're going to look forward to the future with so much joy, okay? We can do this. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you very soon. Until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.